What's going on, everybody, and welcome to a brand new video. Welcome to a Forza Horizon 6, answering the big questions about that Japan setting, is apparently what the article is called. Anyway, regardless, in today's video, I want to go through the Xbox Wire interview that's obviously happened on the September 25th release of the teaser trailer. So when the Tokyo game show was on, obviously they released the teaser trailer for Forza Horizon 6, and they showed the setting, basically where the game is going to be set. When it comes out, obviously it's going to be Japan, right? But they also held like a little interview where I now have like the entire thing in front of me, where they've been asked a bunch of questions and we got some answers for what can we, see or expect in Forza Horizon 6. So I want to go through this. I very vaguely or very quickly went through like only one of the answers in this because of one of the videos that I uploaded the other day, and I was thinking maybe I should make a full video basically talking about everything that they're planning to do or that they have done, which now we're just waiting to actually be able to play the game. Everything that they've done to Forza Horizon 6 and what can we really expect when we initially boot up the game and start playing. So I'm going to go through all of that, the thought process on how they selected Japan, all that sort of stuff. So if you want to be up to date, or if you want to see some Forza Horizon 6 videos whenever that is out, make sure you subscribe to the channel because it helps out a lot, of course, and, like the video if you enjoyed it and all that stuff. But in the background as well, if you guys have noticed, I am playing Forza Horizon 3, and the main reason why I'm doing that is because this is the game that actually had a big city in it, right? Other than that, we had Edinburgh, which obviously is a big city, but it's a European, UK type city. Like, we don't really have huge high-rise buildings and everything like that. It's just mainly, tallish buildings, 2 to 3 stories high. It's very much like an older type of, English / Scottish / Irish city, right? They're vaguely similar to each other. They don't really have a lot of height to them, and that's the reason why I want to include that in the video, because we actually have, in Australia here, we actually have a big city in this game. So what I want to do is I want to kind of go over this interview and kind of talk a little bit about it, because one of the big things, of course, is them actually adding Tokyo to Forza Horizon 6. So we're not actually just getting Japan, just the country of Japan, and then they'll have like some towns and stuff like that. We are actually getting Tokyo in the game. I don't know how one-to-one scale is going to be. I feel like it's going to be very difficult to make it a one-to-one scale, because Tokyo is a very big city. But I'm assuming we could probably get some of the most important areas of Tokyo to be in the game. Stuff like this or this, you know what I mean? Like Shibuya Crossing, ooh, stuff like that. I'm assuming it's probably going to be in Forza Horizon 6. It is a massive, like, spot for car people, right? Like, we all know what these spots are. Again, these developers from Forza, Playground Games, they know as well, right? They, as much as we like to think that they don't listen to the community, at least for this one, it seems like they have, right? So here's a question that was set: why was Japan the right fit for the next Forza Horizon game? And the answer was, for a long time, Japan has been top of Horizon fans' wish list. So we're excited to finally be bringing this much requested location to players in Forza Horizon 6. Sorry, I had a stroke there reading that. Japan has such a unique culture, from cars to music to fashion, that make it perfect for the next Horizon setting. As with any Horizon title, we want to make sure that we do the country justice in terms of authentic representation and Horizon open world playability. One thing that I really wanted to stress is that, right, we wanted to do the country justice. The thing is, though, I don't know if Japan really likes the whole, street racing scene and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, the people that, do it, they like it, but the whole thing with them adding a country in a game like this is they have to be very careful with how they talk to people into doing it, if that makes sense. So first of all, you have to get approved. You can't just be like, oh yeah, we're gonna represent Japan, and then we're gonna just do our own thing on it, put our own spin on it. You kind of have to go to them and be like, okay, we want to create a video game about Japan's culture and all that, and we want to feature cars in them. Well, these cars are going to be breaking the speed limit all the time, like stuff like that, where they have to bring it to these old heads and tell them, this is what we need to do in this game. Do we have approval to do it? I feel like that's a big part as well, which people don't really, take into consideration. If you want to make a game that has brands in it as well, This is why Toyota stopped putting cars in video games as well, because they didn't want to have their cars be represented with street racing. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that, shit like that, like old heads basically putting some weird twist on why they don't want their cars to be in video games and all that. It's stupid, right? It's incredibly dumb. I mean, we've had this before on previous games, and you know, nobody really cared for it. I mean, we kind of hated them for it. I remember in Need for Speed where they just said they didn't want their cars to be in Need for Speed, and we were like, what are you on about, man? Toyota's been a massive part of, you know, racing culture, you know, from way back in the day. It's not even just street racing culture, but just racing culture in general. Created sports cars and crazy things and amazing cars from way back in the day, and you just now decide, oh, I don't want Toyota to be in the games anymore. Relax, mate. Nobody's going to take the Toyota RAV4 and take it street racing, right? Nobody cares, because that's all Toyota is selling nowadays. You know, like SUVs, crossover SUVs, hybrids, and all that. Like, nobody cares. Nobody's ever going to do that, right? So this is what I'm saying. Like, they have to get approval from brands. They have to get approval from, you know, the country and the cities and all that sort of stuff to be able to create stuff in there. You know, I know that's not exactly what the article said, but I'm just saying it to you guys, because this is still like a step for them to be able to do this. Now here's the big thing, right, on why they said that they're actually going to add Tokyo in the game. The timing is right in part due to practicalities. It now feels as though the technical side can keep up with representing Japan correctly, right? This is a big thing, right? Because of course in Forza Horizon 5 and 4 and even 3, we didn't really have huge skyscrapers and huge buildings and all that sort of stuff, which is kind of difficult to do. Also, the game's sizes, right? I'm assuming this game is going to be massive because the map is supposed to be even bigger than Forza Horizon 5's. Okay, I mean, that's pretty impressive, first of all. But at the same time, hopefully it's going to be packed more as well, since they're adding full-on Tokyo City. And so here's what I'm reading here. So the beauty of Horizon games is that each one gives us learnings, ways to make the next even bigger and better, right? So what they've done is, as well as taking player feedback into account, we've also been able to lean into more practical things. For instance, the Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels DLC has helped us develop the elevated roads in Tokyo City. Right? How sick is that, right? So they used the Hot Wheels DLC, which they of course made it so you can, you know, drive up and down and, you know, do all these sort of crazy things and build to high elevations and all that, to basically help them to create the roads for Tokyo City, to be able to put props down for them to be able to, you know, build what they wanted to build, you know? Here's another one as well, because if people were wondering, like, you know, how this is going to work, especially since before I even mentioned Tokyo, you know, people in the comments of one of my previous videos, they were on about, oh, I hope it's not just towns, you know, I hope it's not just open roads. From the screenshot that they've showed us in the teaser trailer, it just looks like it's just an open field. It's not actually just an open field. So here's another bit as well. With the fans been asking for this location for a long time, it was important for us to acknowledge the love and reverence we have for Japan and its unique culture. What better way to do that? Announcing it in Tokyo at Japan's biggest gaming event of the year. While we're not announcing too much in terms of detail right now, we're excited to show fans the true breath of beauty. I can't speak today. The true breath of beauty, both in natural and urban environments. So it will be both. That Japan has to offer. From the neon lights and towering buildings of Tokyo City, one of our most detailed and layered environments to date, to the serenity and natural beauty of Japan's rural and mountain areas, we think players will be blown away by the open world of Japan that we have built. Right, so it's definitely a mix, and we have a big city. This is the one thing that we wanted from video games for a very long time, right? Or sorry, not from video games, but just from Forza Horizon for a very long time. I mean, we always had these like small cities, small little towns, you know, added in everywhere, but we never had like a big old city. I mean, we've had a few of them, Edinburgh being like the most important one, or the one that we remember today being a detailed Edinburgh, but it's not like it's like that's all we really have. Like it's a very small part of the map. What I do want is to like a quarter of the map to be at least taken up by a city. I feel like that'd be amazing, and it'll make the map, or it'll make the game just a lot more playable and a lot more beautiful. So hopefully they've done this correctly. Hopefully they've focused on the city side of this as well, because I'm assuming that they're going to be a lot of open roads. It's going to be a lot of mountain roads, and, you know, driving through towns and driving through villages and all that sort of stuff. but I'm expecting a lot of open roads up in the mountains as well. So even if we don't really get to climb Mount Fuji, since that is there, I hope that it's also not just a backdrop. I've said this in one of my previous videos. I hope that the Mount Fuji part of it is not just a backdrop that you can't basically climb, because they've done that before where they basically made it a mountainside or a hillside or whatever, where you can't really go up. It kind of just respawns your car down at the bottom again. I hope that there are multiple, you know, toge roads, so mountain pass roads that lead up to it or lead around it or whatever. Even if you can't climb all the way to the very, very top of it, you know, obviously. But if you can go around it, or if you can climb like halfway up it or whatever, and there's viewpoints and all that, that's perfect to me. Also, I've seen people in the comments on my previous videos saying that, oh yeah, I hope they don't just, you know, focus the entire map on drifting on these tight little roads. I don't like drifting, so I don't want these tight little roads. You do realize you don't have to drift these roads, right? You do realize that the people that do toge racing, they don't do toge racing to drift up and down these roads. They actually race up and down the roads, right? So these are just roads that people go around drifting in them. You can drift them because a lot of people, you know, do for these roads. But toge racing is racing, right? Like, it's mountain pass racing. You know, it's not toge drifting, right? It's not only drifting. You can race up and down these roads. So it's not like people are putting in these roads just so you drift them and that's it. You're not allowed to drive on these roads unless you're going sideways. You know, like, and here we actually have this quote where it says that it's not going to be full-on one-to-one, or like for like, which is what it says, and while we are not necessarily trying to recreate Japan and its environments like for like, our goal has been to capture the country's unique cultural essence and present it back to the most, in the most Horizon way possible. So basically, obviously, having the Japanese culture there whilst obviously putting the Horizon twist on it, which is very, very good. It's exactly what we want to see. Like, we want the villages, we want the towns, we want the smaller, tighter roads for some of the towns and villages, and then of course we want the big city, right? That is just a normal thing to want. And again, we don't, as much as I wanted it to be a 1-to-1 ratio of Japan, it's never going to happen because it's a big, big country. But still, you know, it's the idea that's there. It's something that obviously can be put into practice and can be made practical, so you can actually have, you know, a game downloaded on your system that is about 100 gigs and not, you know, a terabyte instead. You know what I mean? Because you can do massive map, except it's going to take way too long, and obviously a lot of people won't be able to run it properly. So again, it's all for storage and being able to actually play the game the way it's supposed to be played, you know, instead of, you know, adding everything and anything. Now, it goes to show how much detail they want to go into with this as well, because they even say it in this interview, or they even say it in this Xbox Wire post here. They want to make it as authentic as possible. So Japan is widely loved, but it can also be widely misread when you're only seeing it from afar, right? The team wanted to represent more than a postcard or a backdrop. They wanted a lived-in world. Having a cultural consultant early helps you make 1,000 small, respectful decisions. How neighborhoods sound, even what a sign color communicates about the shop. Those small choices add up to credibility and help avoid stereotypes, while also making it a truly immersive experience for players. So instead of us being like, oh yeah, just add Japan in and put these towns in that we've seen in movies, that we've seen in other games and all that, they tried to make it as authentic as possible, as realistic as possible, which is very good, right? They want to go into as much detail as possible while still making it, you know, a racing game, if that makes sense. Throughout the process of building the game, we've treated authenticity as a practice, not a checkbox. I've embedded in decision cycles, scripts, visuals, and audio, asking questions like, what would this street feel like at dusk or in late summer? Or which sounds anchors this scene? Traffic or station chime, stuff like that. Very, very sick. Very, very sick. Japan has a huge railroad like system, like trams and trains and all that sort of stuff. And I know obviously from films, even anime, even you know, stuff like maybe even other games, they have their very significant or very noticeable sounds, you know, chimes and all sorts of stuff like that. And even if they have like a little voice that says it in the background, you know, like the train for the station, whatever, you know, but it's all in Japanese. Like, I want that to be in the game. That is so good if they decide to do stuff like that. How will the game reflect Japanese car culture was also a big question that they asked. While we can't reveal any specific details yet, we will of course be following in the footsteps of Forza Horizon 5 in delivering a broad range of cars that players will know and love. Japan, of course, has a unique car culture all of its own, and we're excited to have the opportunity to explore that in this game. In Japanese car culture, the depth and diversity is astonishing. Kei cars and vans with cult followings, precision motorsport, drifting's roots, and their passion for customization really stands out as a big one. Keep that in mind. It's welcoming to different levels of enthusiasm and knowledge, which is exactly the kind of layered world I want players to feel. Please, 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 for fuck's sake, please focus on that part. Their passion for customization really stands out. Give us as much customization as you possibly can. Give us aftermarket body kits, even if it's not like fully, you know, branded stuff. Even if you make your own body kits, just put your little Forza tag on them, you know, Forza kits. Give us stuff that looks similar, not identical, right? Because obviously you don't want copyrighted, you don't want, you know, trademarked or whatever. You can create your own body kits, you make them similar to the ones in real life if you don't have the licensing for them, which I'm assuming you probably will be able to because it's Forza, it's massive. Give us the customization that we want, right? That's the one thing that a lot of people really want in Forza games, is of course the customization to be top notch. It's a game that allows you to engine swap, it allows you to upgrade your cars. Every single car in the game is allowed to get upgraded, and there's so many cars still in this game. In Forza Horizon 5, for example, you still cannot change anything apart from putting the Forza Aero parts on it. There's so many cars in the game that you can't do that with. Let us do it. Add body kits to everything. Allow us to do stuff to every car, you know. Key cars and little vans as well. It's going to be a lot of fun to try and drive those. Of course, they're going to be a perfect addition into this game. We don't really have a lot of those yet in the Forza, I guess, games. I mean, all of them really. I was going to say in Forza Horizon games, but in Forza games in general, not even like motorsport, you don't really have a lot of key cars and a lot of little vans. So it's cool to finally have a lot of those in the game, especially now because it's perfect for this country here. We're also going to be getting like new cars. The traffic cars that we've had, hopefully, right? This will make sense. The traffic cars that we've had so far in Forza Horizon games have vaguely been the same. We've had the same Volkswagen Jetta / Bora, which obviously the only thing, I don't know if they even changed, I can't remember if they changed the rear end of the Jetta to the Bora when they ended up bringing it over to the UK. Did they? I don't even remember. Basically, you have the Volkswagen Jetta / Bora, we have the a Mercedes C43 AMG, if I remember correctly. We have like BMW X5. It's literally the same cars that we've had in pretty much almost every single Forza Horizon game. So please add different cars in as our traffic cars, as the AI cars that drive around. Give us different cars. Give us very Japanese inspired specific cars. You can keep the Yaris, right? I'm pretty sure we have a Toyota Yaris in the game. Keep that. Change it into the Vitz. Boom. It's already a car that's already driving around the roads of Japan. Just keep that in the game. So that's pretty much it. And then finally, the only other thing that I really want to do here is we also have seasonal changes. For Japan, seasonal changes have a dramatic impact on the landscape and playable world, but also hold a deeper cultural meaning for the country and its culture. The team has also been able to build a system where seasonal changes truly inform the world. How spring, summer, autumn, and winter subtly shift tone, activity, and sound. The team is also really proud of the attention to every detail's ambient audio, like station chimes or summer wind bells, and instantly place you without a caption. Those are quiet choices, but they carry a lot of truth. So seasons are coming back, season changes are coming back, and hopefully they make them, as they said, very intricate, and you know, they do actually have like this crazy attention to detail that they're talking about. So I'm very excited for it. Let me know what you guys think. I'll link you guys, of course, down below the entire article so you guys can read it word for word. I've just taken a bunch of quotes from this article because I wanted to obviously try and you know, save a little bit of time. But I really do hope that this game is as good as they say it is in text, and I hope it is, again, as good to play as what we're reading here. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more videos like this on our channel, of course, subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed it. Again, let me know what you think. Are we gonna be fed false promises? Are you a negative Nancy? Are you gonna be like, oh wait, let me just be fully negative up until the game comes out, or skeptical at least until the game comes out? Or are you hyped because you're actually taking an interest in this game a lot more than what we've seen for the previous titles? Because I don't honestly remember reading any of this sort of stuff back in Forza Horizon 5. Maybe it was released, maybe they've shown it and they had this sort of stuff released in Forza Horizon 5, but I genuinely do not remember stuff like this. I feel like this is a lot different of a release, or they're planning to do a different release than the usual Forza Horizon 5. So different hopefully means a lot better, right? Anyway, again, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.